Well, Eric, thank you for sitting down. If you wouldn't mind, give me your name, your title, and your role.
My name is Eric Fuller. My title is Pepsi Marketing Director. My role is I'm in charge of integrated marketing communications for the Pepsi brand.
Congrats on the Effie.
Oh, thank you.
What does it winning an award like that mean to you?
It's been an amazing ride in the last 3 months when we first found out that we had won. At Pepsi, we really don't take a lot of time to look back and to celebrate the accomplishments, and I think everyone felt extremely good about the campaign, and we were very proud the night of the Super Bowl and seeing Beyonce on stage and having a intro to halftime that we developed, and then we quickly moved on. And I think once we received the news, it all came flooding back, and you think about all of the hard work and everything that went into it. At all levels of the organization and all disciplines. I mean, we actually had to secure rights for the 1,000 individual photos that were part of that intro, and that required signed affidavits that were notarized. And there are individuals within the team that actually had to go out and figure out ways in a time-crunched environment to get 1,000 people to sign affidavits. So I think what this meant for them is acknowledgement of their efforts. I think from the CMO, Simon Loudon, down to the lowest levels of employees, and everyone felt a sense of pride and accomplishment, and we felt it was, great acknowledgement of a huge effort.
So thinking about that team, that huge effort, how did the team come together? You got the Pepsi guys, the agency partners.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah.
How did you guys work together?
The agency that worked in the campaign was Mekanism, and they're based out of New York and San Francisco. And we have about a 5-year relationship with them, and we really see them as brand storytellers. And I think they're right on trend with what's necessary for taking our brand to the next 5-10 years. And I think when we first started working with them, they had this idea that was delivered very clearly on the brief we laid out for them, which was about this amplification of millennials' voices. And they're very in tune with social media, and they know how that medium works, and have a strong connection with social influencers, and they really know how to get the message out through those channels. And so we really are pleased to be working with them, and we have done quite a lot of work with them. They actually did our 2014 intro to Super Bowl halftime show as well, which was also very successful. So Mekanism has been great partners of ours, and I think they are. I use the word partners because they do work with every employee on the Pepsi team, and the way we're organized, the brand again sits at the center, but we have a very strong relationship with the sports marketing team. They have that relationship with the NFL. So everything we do has to be tested and not tested, but checked through the NFL and approved. So it wouldn't happen without these strong relationships that these teams build. And then our social media team, our PR team, that campaign generated over 5 billion media impressions, which when you think of 5 billion, it's quite a huge undertaking. And I think that's testament to their connections and how aggressive they were in getting the message out. Our media team was phenomenal. We had New York City takeovers with Beyonce prominently displayed when the ball dropped on New Year's Eve, and we got a huge bump in impressions because that was on ABC, live on ABC on New Year's Eve. So I think every discipline is working together to figure out the best way to drive this campaign, and that's why I think we'll be represented tonight by somebody from each one of those disciplines. So everyone's feeling really good about the accomplishment and the recognition.
So you won an Effie for welcoming Beyonce to the stage for the halftime show. Tell me a little bit about what went behind that idea.
It's interesting because it all came from an insight that was really targeted at the millennial consumer, and that they leverage social media to really amplify their voice. They do that so that they can really be part of something bigger. And we felt, what's bigger than the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl halftime show? You have the biggest sports franchise in the world. You have the biggest concert of the year. And we happen to have the biggest artist in the world with Beyonce that year. So it was an opportunity to allow our consumer to lend their voice. And we integrated thousands of photos of fans to create the first fan-sourced intro to the Super Bowl halftime show.
Winning an Effie is about marketing effectiveness.
Mm.
How would you define marketing effectiveness?
It's interesting. We're just starting to embark down this integrated marketing model, and we define marketing effectiveness as really leveraging every element of the marketing mix to build really truly loved brands. We feel that will help drive long-term sustainability and volume growth. The key ingredient to that is really having a really talented marketing team across all those disciplines of the marketing mix. So having a strong digital partner internal to inside Pepsi, really having a strong PR team, strong media team, the strong brand team. It's about collaboration and working together in a synergistic way to make sure that every element of the marketing mix is synergistic. And we actually kind of see ourselves as storytellers, brand storytellers, and we feel that the more involved in the briefing process in the beginning of a new initiative that every individual is, the better the end product. So talented individuals and really having a collaborative approach are key.
Great. So let's transition a little bit to you. You've achieved a level of success in your career. Is there anything that fuels you personally?
I mean, I think of myself as a self-starter, self-motivated. I really am energized by seeing the results in the marketplace. So actually seeing what the consumer takeaway is. So that could be measured in any variety of ways. So whether it's, number of views, number of shares in digital media, is it, volumetrically or share. It's really about seeing that consumer response. But it doesn't hurt to really have a team of passionate and motivated individuals that really keep you at the top of your game. And we also compete in an extremely aggressive category, very competitive. And I think if we're not at the top of our game, our competitors are. So we're motivated by always keeping abreast of the latest trends and making sure that we're not falling behind when it comes to marketing effectively.
What do you see as the most important marketing trend today?
I would say, and I think I've said it a couple of times as far as storytelling, but there is this emergence in a trend we're seeing in storytelling, brand storytelling. Really, consumers are interacting with multiple screens. They have obviously TV and digital, but it's not only just viral videos, either standalones or series of videos, but it's also social media from anything from Vines to Twitter to Facebook. And the brands that are effective and succeeding are the brands that are actually leveraging all those different tools to tell their story. So I think brand storytelling is something we're seeing a lot of. I think Super Bowl, the Beyonce example was our first attempt in that space of really having a fully integrated campaign that touched every consumer touch point. And I'm seeing more and more of that in the marketplace in this brand storytelling.
So you talked a lot of trends. How does that change the organization? And do you think the organization needs to evolve over the next, and not necessarily Pepsi, but organizations in general over the next 5 to 10 years? Yeah,
I definitely think, and Pepsi's a great example of a company that is undergoing some internal change in organizational structure. We are incorporating more of a global model. We're a 117-year-old brand, but we've always operated as separate business units. And for the first time, we're taking a very global look at our positioning and our design. And what that allows for is consistency across the world, but then allows each of the individual markets to activate the way they think is appropriate for their market to drive business results. So I think that's one way we've changed. We're also taking a very brand-centric approach. So I know that a lot of organizations are now wrestling with the emergence of digital and social media and what's the way to organize. We're very clear that the brand sits at the center, and digital and social is yet another medium in which to convey our message to consumers. So the brand is at the center, and all of the marketing disciplines sit around the brand. We're also, because of the proliferation of beverages and the number of brands, not only in the industry, but at Pepsi itself, we found that we were kind of stepping over each other or tripping over each other as far as going after the same demographic, going after the same consumer group, the same mindset. So we've evolved this model of demand spaces, which is something we're just starting to integrate into our marketing, which is really trying to understand where consumers consume our product. What's the situation? Are they alone? Are they with a group? Are they with a small group or large group? Are they in the house or outside of the home? What's their state of mind? Are they looking for an energy boost? Are they looking to kick their day off? Or are they looking to relax and unwind? And what we've found is that now we can map out all of these brands within these demand spaces and carve out specific territories for us to go after. And that also helps identify our competitive set. So it's very clear, who our competitive set is and what we're trying to accomplish. So I think that these are 3 areas all in their infancy at Pepsi that are going to be a huge trend for us in the next 5 to 10 years.
If you had to do it all over again, wipe the slate clean, and come back as somebody else, a different career maybe,
Right.
What would it be?
I mean, it's hard to imagine a career outside of Pepsi. I mean, I've been there 8 years now, and I've had worked on a variety of different brands, and I think every brand experience is completely different. And the company is also evolving, as I mentioned, with the organizational structure. So I can't imagine a career not at Pepsi. I've also had the chance to work on and grow brands, billion-dollar brands like Brisk and Lipton Pure Leaf. I've had the opportunity to work with M&M on Brisk. I've worked with Beyonce and Bruno Mars. So if you look back and you think of the properties and the partnerships and the collaboration and the agency partners that we've worked with, it's hard to imagine not. And this is an exciting time to be in this field. I mean, there's so much going on with digital media and social media that I can't imagine being anywhere else.
So the only thing you would change is just more of the same.
Yeah, more of the same. Maybe if I got there earlier in my career, maybe if it was longer than the 8 years. But I think it's I'll take what I can get with that. But it's definitely a rewarding experience.
Well, thank you very much for sitting down with us.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.